When I turn on the kitchen faucet, I trust that water will come out. When I type on a keyboard, I trust that letters will appear on my screen. When I use a search engine, I trust it to deliver meaningful results. And if you've been paying any attention to Google, you know that they want to integrate their Gemini AI into absolutely everything. And the problem with that is, well, as it happens, is printed very plainly in every Gemini chat and Gemini-powered search results. Gemini is AI and can make mistakes. My name is Crumbine, this is Emergency Creative, and yes, I am coming full circle on the whole AI thing. This is how Gemini broke my brand new bicycle. Look, I'm a handy guy, and I prefer just doing things myself. Most of the time, it's just better to learn the skill and not be beholden to contractors, mechanics, or, fill in the blank on your third-party service provider. And I will give the LLM AI tools this specific credit. Broadly speaking, they are decent troubleshooting tools. I had a massive year-long thread in ChatGPT to diagnose a foundation leak in my kitchen. And just so you don't think I am completely crazy, that was after I already spent 10 grand on professionals that never even touched the real issue. Okay, that actually made me sound even more crazy. On that particular kitchen leak front, things are actually looking pretty good so far, but the nature of the leak and the wall itself is literally requiring years to know if I finally fixed the problem. Yeah, it's a mess. Elsewhere, I was given a cheap spinning disk hard drive with the only stateside copy of all the raw footage from an indie feature film. I was supposed to just duplicate the footage across multiple backups, except the drive was corrupted. In that case, I used ChatGPT to troubleshoot a bunch of different options to recover the data. Literally going into the command line to run tools I have never even touched before, or heard of before for that matter. It turned out there was nothing to recover because the original data transfer was never actually completed. But I was able to eliminate all other possibilities and give the film's director an accurate diagnosis. So I share those examples to illustrate the one thing AI seemed to be moderately decent at: troubleshooting. From technology to appliances to, yes, bicycles. If you give it the right information, AI can help diagnose the problem and walk you through the steps to fix it yourself. It's the proverbial cheat code for DIYers. Right up until the point when that little disclaimer, that disclaimer, man, yeah, it comes along and, kicks you square in the nuts. Because Gemini is AI and can make mistakes. So here's what happened. I bought a new bike. Very excited. It is the first bike I've owned as an adult that properly fits me. I went ahead and assembled the bike, DIYer, prefer to learn and do it myself, as we've discussed, and I discover that the front wheel has a wobble to it. This could have happened from shipping or just sloppy quality control. Basically, it's called truing the wheel, which involves adjusting the individual spokes until the wheel spins, true. It doesn't seem particularly complicated. And as always, if I fuck something up beyond my ability to fix it, yes, I can just take it to a professional. It's a bicycle. I want to be able to do my own maintenance on it. I stumbled my way to getting the wheel to probably about 90% true, which is something for the first time trying to true a wheel without proper equipment. And 90% there is pretty damn good. But the rotor for the brake was still audibly rubbing against the brake pads. Now, despite telling Gemini the exact make and model and version of this bicycle at the very top of the Gemini chat, Gemini was still very confident in instructing me to adjust these hydraulic brakes as if they were mechanical brakes. Now, I did have a hunch something was not quite right. I'm not a complete idiot here, despite the overwhelming evidence. But these tools have been good for troubleshooting, and I can usually find my way out of a problem. So I went ahead and accidentally drained all the mineral oil out of my brake line. Thanks, Gemini! I double-checked the manufacturer's website, and clear as day on the product page, hydraulic, not mechanical brakes. Gemini's response to this fact check? You know the drill. I completely apologize for the bad steer on the brake model. I was looking at the specs for an older iteration of the Roadster line, and that is entirely on me. But here's the thing. I did tell Gemini at the very start of the chat the exact make, model, and version of this bicycle. When you go to the manufacturer's page, if, say, you were trying to troubleshoot through traditional methods through a search engine, it is clear as day they are hydraulic brakes, not mechanical brakes. But Google Gemini is AI and can make mistakes. Which brings us all the way back to trust. In the world of product development, a user needs to trust the product that it is going to do the things that it claims to do. And the user also has to trust the company that delivers the product. If there is no trust, there is no fucking reason to use the damn product. If I don't trust that water is going to come out when I turn the faucet, I would have an alternative water supply that I could trust. Fuck the water company. If I don't trust that words will appear on the screen when I type on a keyboard, I'll probably write longhand. Fuck keyboards, man. Donald fucking Trump systematically eliminated the last gasps of political and governmental trust, and now we can't even agree that we live in a goddamn society. Fuck everything, man. It really bothers me that we can't trust our own eyes anymore. It bothers me that these tools that big tech is forcing down our throats are, by design, fundamentally untrustworthy. But never mind that. Now you're going to use it anyhow because we are cramming it into everything. Well, if AI is fundamentally untrustworthy and Google integrates it into, everything, then yeah, the transitive property, it holds up, and everything becomes untrustworthy. Look, I have never been an AI booster or an AI hater. What I am, at my heart, for my 40 plus years of life, is a tech enthusiast. It's something that has defined me just as much as creativity has. And when technology and creativity cross paths, I am a very, very happy camper. The best example of this has always been Final Cut Pro. It is a very technological solution to a very creative problem, but the way that application is designed and the way it functions, all of the complexity of the technology fades away, and suddenly, when you know what you're doing, you're able to work at something I like to call the speed of creativity. But this idea, scratch that, this reality of big tech abandoning such a foundational value that is trust, this philosophical falling in lockstep with Trump's dismantling of reality, it's getting hard to be enthusiastic about technology anymore. Real hard. Which might even be more of a reason, to brush up on those DIY skills, because who knows where this train ultimately derails. Just remember, please just remember to go straight to the source for your troubleshooting. Google Gemini is AI and can make mistakes. That is all I have for this one. Like and subscribe if you like liking and subscribing. If this was a little too techy for your tastes, go check out my feature film. It's very creative, but I guess it's also about AI, and AI that also makes mistakes, and also like it's about a big tech company that is run by someone very evil. But hey, at least it's got a good story, and it's pretty. It's me. I'm I'm the AI in the film. I'm pretty. Also, check out my novels and audiobooks. All the links are in the description. And as always, until next time, stay creative, friends.